Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the next big thing, the skidder. This is a Timberjack 240A with a Cummins 4BTA engine. I'm new to these big machines, so obviously I don't know a ton about engines, but I do like to do my research before I start new things. So from what I've read and heard, the Cummins engine is generally considered pretty reliable. It has high torque at low RPM. It's pretty recent and fairly common, so it's easier to find parts, at least here where I live in Canada. And I've heard it run, and although I can't say that it's quiet, apparently it is quieter than some of the other engine models that were available for this same machine. This guy has a power shift transmission. It's a Clark automatic 3-speed transmission. As you can see, his tires are massive, and he's wearing the latest in studded chains. If I ever had to change a tire on this, I think it would take me a crane and some people. He also has Eaton Axles. This skidder is equipped with a Gearmatic winch, which is pretty reliable but does require certain care and maintenance. It should be kept covered when not in use, and the brake bands need to be changed periodically to keep it from jamming up. Next, we're going to head to the back so I can show you the chokers and the chains. Welcome to the rear end, where all the magic happens. But seriously, the rear really is the business end of a skidder. You can see here coming off our main cable, we have 6 cable chokers, which are attached to the main cable with sliders. They look kind of like a vertebrae coming down the cable here. That allows us to winch trees that are different distances away from the skidder. So we could winch a tree that's 40 feet away and a tree that's 4 feet away, choke them both at the same time, and winch them in together. At the very end, we have 2 additional sliders that we use for winching with chains. For that, we keep back here 2 grade 100 chains. So far, from what I've observed, these seem a little bit more practical than the cables. It just seems easier to pull the chain out to the tree, choke it with the chain, then come back here to get the one of the sliders here. The ones that don't have cable chokers have grab links, so we'll just grab a grab link, pull it out to the tree, hook the chain in, and winch it in. It just seems a bit less of a pain than wrestling with the full weight of the cable out behind you and trying to choke the tree with that. Important safety tip when working with cables. With wear, they can get metal splinters, so very important to watch yourself when you're working your cables, and of course, always wear gloves when handling them. Okay, so we're inside the cab now, and I thought I might show you what a skidder dashboard looks like. So to start, at the top here we have all our gauges, so temperatures, pressures, electricity. On the far left we have our start switch, and that is right next to the kill switch. This first lever here is the steering lever. So this skidder does not have a steering wheel. I think some newer models might have a steering wheel now, but this one is a lever. So up to turn left, down to turn right. And skidders turn by bending in the middle. So that's a bit odd and a little tricky to get used to. Also, I assumed that by bringing the lever back to center, the skidder would also go back to center, but that is not the case. You actually have to turn it the opposite direction to make it come back to center, and then put it to the middle to stop the turning action from happening. So, bit of a learning curve there. Next one controls the dozer in the front, up and down. Very important with this is to make sure that the dozer is always down on the ground before you exit the vehicle. because even if the skidder is completely shut down, you can still lower the dozer. So to prevent accidents, very important to always make sure it's on the ground. Next one here is the winch. So in the down position, it locks, and you can, winch goes into a free spool and you can pull it out as needed, and then up winches it in. To the far right, we have our power shift transmission controls. The one on the left is the drive, neutral, and reverse, and the one on the right is first, second, and third gears. You can see they have been adorned with some lovely used and very ergonomic golf balls. Down here on the right, we have our parking brake, as well as this controls the drive mode and winch mode. So you need to pull it back here to activate the winch. And there's also the option, if you go around this little safety here, back here, all the way, you can reverse and winch at the same time. But normally it is just drive or winch. Reverse and winch at the same time as if you're really stuck. This one is the high-low, so most of the time we have it in low. High works, but it's not super necessary in the bush so far. This covers the battery panel. If I lift it up here, you can see we've got our 2 batteries here. And at the far end, way over here, there is a switch that you need to turn on to activate the power so that you can run the skidder. And important to shut it off at the end of the day so that your batteries don't get drained and you'll be able to start up again another day. Down here on the floor, we've got 2 pedals. This is the gas, and this one is the brake. You can see the brake also has a secondary tiny pedal kind of attached to it. This is actually a clutch. The clutch on the brake pedal is, I'm not sure if it's a big plus. I've heard people say that it is, but I find it, like, if you were going down a steep hill and you hit the brake and you accidentally also hit the clutch, you'd end up in neutral in a steep hill with a really heavy machine with just your brakes. So probably wise to be very, very vigilant about not hitting the clutch in a situation where that could be dangerous. But I think it is handy if you're switching from driving to winching. You wouldn't have to put it through neutral with the lever in order to shift to the winch. So you could just do it with the foot pedal in that case. In that way I could see it could possibly be handy, but also a little bit of a hazard in the downhills because you could accidentally take yourself off the compression. If you're counting on that, it would probably be surprising. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick look at the Timberjack skidder, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care, guys. Bye. Okay, so I don't actually have any skidding or skidder related work to do today, and I've only ever driven this in a very large sand pit, but I kind of feel like turning it on anyways and just going back and forth a little bit for fun, so I can do that.